Help me. I could fall.
Right next to Williamsburg Bridge. So my view of downtown, I have a complete view of everything that's going on right now. I'm on my roof.
I would have been dead already, right? Because it would have fallen on.
Yeah, even if you made it downstairs.
Robin, I'll take a bullet for you. See ya.
Bye. Not a problem. I'm trying to get on the subway.
Do you think it's worth making an attempt to go home?
Yeah, you should go.
I would go do it.
Subway's closed. Subway's closed.
He has no family to go.
You have no family. Get over
He runs off.
You see people on the roofs already?
Obviously, if you want to go, we'll film. I got nowhere to go.
Is that Loretta over there?
Where?
No, no.
No, she's going across the street.
I don't know.
So that means one is gone.
Right?
Yeah, well,
Collapse all the firefighters are banned. There's no air normal right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard. Yeah. I hear they closed Walmart either way. Oh, they did? Tell Gary if you I did. I can manage that.
so that means Christine could be not alive. Christine.
No, it's all right. No, she's.
She couldn't have made it if it took me 45 minutes and I swallowed the 38 steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was impossible.
We were having a good time.
We did nothing wrong. You know when they did it, Howard? These are people who live in countries where they're seriously flying and they're going to take it down. Yeah, well, they got to, and how are they going to take it down? They're going to have to take it down over Manhattan.
I mean,
At this point, you have
what do they have in them?
Gas.
Ooh. Step on this?
Huh?
Can I step on this?
Yeah, you can shoot them.
I'm not that
You
happy.
heard that there's another plane hijacked that was supposed to be the next one to try something. So we better keep an eye open. It could come from any direction if he's still planning to do something.
Okay, it's clearing up.
One at 9 o'clock, roughly a little before 9 o'clock, then a second plane went into the building. About 8 minutes later, 48 minutes later, the Pentagon was attacked. One of the World Trade Centers now is not a the other one
doesn't have a chance.
they say the third plane could be able to air.
So that one is going to collapse too, the top at least, if not the whole thing. So get ready. It's going to happen. Okay, you hear that plane?
Where? I don't hear it. It's probably headed to the Empire State Building.
Oh my goodness. That means all the emergency people that were down,
And the news people are gone.
planning
Oh
to
my
go
God,
and
look
help,
who I
whatever, they're gone
Ugh.
when that fell on them.
That World Trade Center this time of this attack. World Trade Center here, they got to be over 500,000. Well, there's a lot of 50,000 people working. Yeah, they said between 50 and 70,000 to work in the two World Trade. Right. And the only thing we would hope is that it, oh, wait a second. There's a report coming in. Let me see the information, obviously.
Kaboom! Kaboom!
Well, often this is our worst case scenario. This is a fourth plane that just crashed into, not sure where.
Another one.
Fourth plane, and someone's on, let me see, someone's on the phone saying that Palestine and that Ben Sama bin Laden plane
tape? Because I think I have to pee.
In an hour from now, they can have
What time am I good?
Okay.
I mean,
into the
to
south
the
tower.
One that collapsed.
The one that just
to the Trade Center. Wait, let me do a close-up. Here. Yeah, I don't want to miss it collapsing. Right there. See it?
Okay.
Because they have hostages on there. Whatever the confusion is in this moment, we are not. Air Force was not in place.
I have questions though. Why are these
You gonna come back up?
planes flying out of airports?
Bring me some seeds or bread or anything.
Nobody knows
All right?
FBI knew about one of them.
No,
Okay.
but there's control towers that these planes are eating their flight.
Here it is. Third blast flushed out tower. Third blast. And then maybe not from a plane.
Because the building could have blown up just because of the fire alone.
Should have had a bomb on the back, because that looked like a bomb. I think what you're hearing in our background is Cabby is out of military planes going over to the emergency cruise. Howard, I just have a quick question. Do you think that pilots, I mean, do you think the pilots might have been, killed and taken? I don't see any,
Yeah, an American would not fly into a building.
Probably killed the pilot.
Yeah.
I would not see any pilot actually saying, okay, I'd rather, crash the building, crash into a building than just die. Pilots aren't American. Well, that's true. Oh, Gary, you're absolutely right. We got guys living in this country who are terrorists, and we let them in every day. And New York City's built with it.
Yeah, I mean, remember that Egyptian aircraft where the co-pilot took over
Yes, you think
and crashed the plane?
You know what? You wouldn't think that. You think that they know these people. The CIA knows how many times someone they do. You don't know if a guy is,
But it's odd that planes can leave their flight path, take off unauthorized, or do any of the stuff they need to do, and nobody knew.
Let me get organized here for a second. Let me get organized for a second. Bob, I'm going to say goodbye to you, okay? Got it, Howard. Okay. Bye. All right. Doug. Yeah, I'm saying goodbye to you. Okay. All right.
Don't you think that,
Stay on.
I know that it's bedlam, I know that it's going crazy, but don't you think, as busy as he is, the president needs to be telling us something? Don't you think we need to see him to know? I mean,
I think
I don't think the president needs to be out right now.
I think the president needs to be in a war room planning his attack. Yeah, that's exactly
You don't need to know.
Yeah. I feel like I'm assuming
somebody from the government that tells me they have
I don't think Gary, there's no clue. Who knows? But you don't want to telegraph either.
That's right. You can't get on and announce what you're going to do.
So we don't think there's any more planes. I mean, I don't know this building will blow up in a second.
That building went down, and now you control the fires that are now surrounded the Twin Towers. All those other buildings are probably. Let me go back to CBS News.
Hi.
Believe it or not,
Say hi.
an explosion on Capitol Hill. Fortunately, the explosion happened after Capitol Police had started to evacuate the Capitol. Senators or representatives were new explosion. Those are headline that we've confirmed was caused by a plane. An explosion at the Capitol. We don't know what caused it, and a fire on the Washington. But the fact that there have been so many attacks seem to indicate that there are people on the ground as well to set off and to participate.
This is an organized.
Is at war with us.
This is an organized effort. If you could you please read?
But what we're told is that there are 3 schools in the lower Manhattan area. There is Stuyvesant High School, which is a high school for gifted students. And in that area, they're in the... As if the kids are safe, the kids are in the classrooms, but parents who want to go and take their kids home are going to be... right now, I don't know what they're going to find when they go.
What? Yeah, one more. The Capitol. The Capitol's been bombed. Howard at Washington Mall is on fire. Now what? From out, right. Every one of them. Tactical news. Thanks, Gabby. Howard? Yeah. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I want to hurt somebody right now. All right. Well, listen, we're all feeling the same way. Let's see what happens.
When I hear my dad,
Gabby, call me back if anything else. All the phone lines are almost all down. Don't forget to listen to Kane's show. For God's sake, Gabby, you might as well stay on because I'm...
Loretta, I got Loretta waving.
Is that Loretta?
It's 10:20. The phones are dead.
Huh?
Go ahead. Yeah, what's up? What does this look like? My girlfriend someplace in there. Is that okay with them? Yeah.
What happened to my phone?
They're not letting anybody into the city. All the bridges out are filled with cars. People are trying to walk. Right. Now, did you get the report that somebody had seen the last plane crash into the base of the building? It was the third plane that actually set off that second explosion that caused what we thought was an explosion at first. It was another plane in the building that collapsed.
So that was the third one we were waiting for.
I mean, I come up here every night and I look at the skyline of Manhattan because it's so beautiful. And to see this morning, I mean, I woke up and I'm out of Newark in a phone crash at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. and a fire at the
See the flame?
Where?
So that's gonna chop off at
Where
least that.
the flame? Oh, I see the flame.
Michael Hirschman, who's the president of an international security and counterterrorism firm, that there's an unidentified aircraft approaching a Washington National Airport. Authorities there are scrambling to find out about that aircraft.
Another one in Washington on its way.
You have Dulles there, you have Reagan International, and actually there's two airports there. Scrambling.
Now they're talking to Kathy. I'm gonna record the pigeons. They might hit the other one next to it. The 7, right? Oh, the 7 is probably crushed the walkway.
From this angle, who knows if it was a third plane that hit it, who knows it sheared on its way. I gotta go and get another radio, but I don't want to go and miss the
Miss what?
if it falls.
Oh, the World Trade Center is gone. Look at that little plane over there. What is that about? collapsed. The whole thing.
Explosion, a lot of smoke come out of the top
I missed it.
of the tower, and
I didn't miss
it
No, I know.
collapsed down onto the streets below, much like we saw the first tower just about a half hour ago.
Gosh, this is an unbelievable, it's incredible, incredulous.
My battery's low, but I got it.
Skyline at this point.
Oh my God.
Most prominent landmarks, the World Trade Centers, reduced to a pile of rubble and ash. John, stay with us if you will. What's like happening? It's regularly
Changed the face of New York.
You have seen the entire lower half of that.
What's next?
Canal.
The White Rabbit knew that this white fallout would
There is not born.
Battery. My battery's low. I can't tape anymore. Biggie. Biggie. You're so beautiful. I'll be back. I'm gonna.
PS and IS 89 and PS 2. Students there are being walked to PS 41 at 116 West 11th Street. Let me say that again.
Howard, can you hear me?
PS
That's right, it's not crowded with people, right?
PS
Wait,
234.
what? They're bringing kids to my kid's school right now. Right. That's what she is.
The thing is that
Hello?
even if you all the way around there, they say that people are in the buildings with gas masks. You can't breathe.
No?
Howard, I'm here.
How could you?
Yeah, hi. The police have gone up on the Williamsburg Bridge, and now people from there's a walkway that goes across the bridge. They're running back into Brooklyn. I don't know why, but they're running. They're not walking back.
Well, we can't see that, but that's a Williamsburg, and there's a big walkway
Yeah,
there.
I see.
Part of the Pentagon just collapsed.
There are about 100 people inside of the command center of Bellevue Hospital right now working on patients. We're told there are 8 patients here
The girl
right
ain't
now.
coming
One
home
of those
tonight.
patients is DOA.
They're gonna hold
They
him
have
back.
closed the hospital down to all patients except for those being brought from this tragic incident from Lower Manhattan. They say they have the ability to triage hundreds of
Oh, every time I
patients
see a
here,
bird,
but
you
they say
see
they
that big
have
bird,
never
I
had a
think it's an
disaster
airplane
like
coming.
this. So they will really be testing their mettle under these circumstances. And they have called all staff, all doctors, all nurses, all aides. Everyone has been called in.
We hate to interrupt you. We've just been told
A fourth
of a fourth explosion.
in the area of the World Trade Center is up. Obviously, neither tower is still standing.
I know there's
We don't know the
right
source
there.
of this fourth explosion, but we do have Cindy Shu in the newsroom. Perhaps she can shed a little light on this for us, Cindy.
Can't tell you that much about the fourth explosion. What I can tell you is happening right now. 20 minutes ago, a 767 from Pittsburgh was hijacked. We believe that plane is headed towards Washington or Northern Virginia. 767 from Pittsburgh was hijacked.
no.
Also,
This
a
is
plane
a
is going
big
down in
operation.
Pennsylvania. That's
Another-
ES3, which is located at Christopher and Hudson. Again,
between silk and cyanide, talking about
lines are really, a lot of people are having trouble getting through, so that has to be really tough, but that's happening citywide. All right, again.
Time to hear a plane.
That's from those schools changes again too. I know a lot of people are
need to hear that.
right. It's PS 89 and PS 234, and all those students are now being walked to.
The World Trade Center, 18 minutes later, a crash in the second tower, then a crash at the Pentagon, and you're now reporting on a portion of the Pentagon has collapsed.
Yes, that's what we're hearing from CNN, and we're also hearing that the Pentagon is monitoring that 767 that has been hijacked from Pittsburgh, which is believed that plane is believed to be headed to Washington or Northern Virginia. So they're hoping to, head that off before something else happens.
Just a reminder, folks, if you're joining us now, you're looking at a live picture from the Pentagon there on the left of your screen. The New York,
Actually, it's
the cape of the Pentagon, I'm sorry, and the New York skyline there on the right. Cindy, if you're still with us, we have a confirmation of a fire at the Washington Mall as well, and an explosion at the State Department, which right now the Associated Press is reporting that it was in fact a car bomb.
Right.
Okay. All bridges and tunnels closed into Manhattan, as you would imagine. The city under a lockdown, an emergency alert as the mayor, the governor,
round up their people and try to assess the... Robin, I haven't been listening, but John just came in and said he heard another plane had just been hijacked from Pittsburgh.
Right, that's what they were saying on this, was that a Pittsburgh airport plane had been hijacked, and that's the one flying toward Virginia, and I don't know what they're doing, they're watching.
Maybe at this point we should just keep listening to the feed for a while and see what's going on. It's freaking scary. There's a bunch of people on their phone now, so people are able to get through on their phones. Only on some.
Oh, the primary day has been canceled. You're supposed to go out and vote for a mayor candidate.
I don't think we're going to be doing that today.
You're not doing that today.
You're looking live now, but we're going to, in a minute, rewind the tape and then show you to you as it started. Here's a tape of the second plane that went into tower number 2. At just about 9:20 this morning, it crashed into the 110-story tower, exploding into flames, sending debris everywhere, and that happened at about 9:20. The first plane having crashed into tower number 1 at 9 o'clock.
40,000 people working between the two centers right now, and we only can imagine what's happening as far as buildings nearby. We have not heard too many reports from the other buildings in that area. Now you're looking at take from the collapse of the first tower, and not long after that, the collapse of the second tower.
About a half an hour later.
And children in the area, and the schools in that area, we are told are doing well. We're told they're fine. Of course, they're being held in those schools. Children from PS 89, PS 234 taken to PS 41. Kids from PS 150 taken to PS 3. They're not going anywhere until parents can come to get them. And frankly, folks, from what we're able to see, this could take quite a bit of time. And just now, the Associated Press reporting that a large plane, to reiterate what Cindy Schumann brought us, a large plane crashed in western Pennsylvania. Officials at Somerset County Airport are confirming this. The AP report. We've also heard reports that there was there
is a hijacked 767 out of Pittsburgh that is circling an airport in northern Virginia. Not sure if it's Washington National Airport or Dulles Airport, which is now Reagan Airport. But that the authorities, of course, have a beat on that, but that we understand that 767 out of Pittsburgh has been hijacked.
Let's refocus our attention, if we can, on the situation here in New York City. Lou Young joining us on the phone. Lou?
Well, we were just trying to get to City Hall a few moments ago. Walking down from Canal Street, everything, as you know, was completely blocked. Seas of people coming the other way, dumbfounded by the collapse of the first tower, and some of them covered with soot, many of them trying to just get out of town. City Hall, of course, was blocked off at that point because it was literally in the shadow or the potential fall zone of the second tower, which was at that point in danger of falling. We worked our way around to the south, trying to link up with...
All right, so we're trying to figure out what's going on here. Double A's on the phone. Where are you getting this report from?
I'm watching Channel 42 News in New Jersey. They're saying that 2 more planes got hijacked out of Boston and they're heading for LA.
Oh my God.
Wow. Sick, man. What the hell's going on here?
This is an organized effort like we've never seen. I mean, how could the FBI or the CIA not be aware of this?
Yeah, heads will roll on this one. If there are any heads left when they're done.
Right.
They're also saying that the White House knew about this stuff. They
had a credible report of a terrorist attack. We're aware that the plane that was hijacked out of Pittsburgh has crashed. It has? Yes, that's what
Where did it crash into?
About 80 miles outside of Pittsburgh. So in other words, that's what I was just told right outside.
We don't know if it was shot down.
We don't know if there are people on that plane. I mean, about passengers? We would assume so, but we just don't know.
This is a sick day.
I just don't ever recall a time where a plane was hijacked. We didn't immediately know about it.
Why are they still being hijacked?
All right, here's what I know. The plane crashed in Somerset County, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Howard, maybe the pilot just flew it into the ground.
I think the pilot's just saying, I'd rather question an unpopulated area at this point.
Let's just kill ourselves.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're doing. But now, gaining just over that people thinking, assuming that the actual pilots are not, I don't think so. No, that can't be. No, that they're not the actual pilots, they're just like some terrorists.
Howard, there's an exodus of people, it appears, walking on the FDR towards the Williamsburg Bridge through the park here.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, Richie was in the Times Square area, who works for E. He says he's walking to Queens, and Casey and Benji are asking me, do I feel safe? I was like, I don't feel safe anywhere in this country right now.
There you go.
I want to walk to Connecticut. I mean, what do you do? Casey just bailed out. He told me he didn't feel safe in the building, and he wants to be on the ground. He lives on the ground floor, so fine. Like, I want to build.
He's going to go home to his basement.
That was their plan, Howard. They instill fear. That's their
That's what they wanted to do, is the fear factor.
Don't expect KC to defend us.
Yeah, like I want to be the foxhole of KC. I'll tell you one thing. I've never been, Vietnam War. I never wanted to go fight, but I go fight this one.
This is something to fight.
I'll enlist right now. God damn it, fly over there and help blow up these pricks.
Put it there.
I'm right with you, Howard. I'll be right there with you.
You bet. Howard, you know what you're saying to John? Casey, you get on the ground floor, buddy, if you're nervous. I'm serious. I'm not even making fun of you. You go ahead. Go ahead. Get down there. I'm serious. If you're not comfortable, leave. Go where you're comfortable. I'm sure nobody's comfortable here now anyway. You're up on like on a high floor like this. All right, so go. Think about standing. Don't worry. You can go. This is a real thing. If you have a real fear, you should leave.
Hey, Howard, you know what really scares me now is the bedlam on the streets of New York now. Is there going to be a lot of looting now?
No, I don't know. I hope not.
God, that we have the respect and dignity not to do that.
You know, Howard, you know the thing that freaks me out? How on earth will I ever explain this to my son?
You won't.
Can't.
What do you mean? Just say that,
Well, if we don't do anything, you really will have trouble explaining it.
Bush has got it. Come down, yeah, man. He's got it. Well, yeah, he's probably busy right now planning
I'm
something.
telling you, and you know who's going to have a big, heavy hand in this is Colin Powell.
That's the man.
He's gonna go in and tell them this is what we got to do.
Fox News, any confirm on who it is? Yeah, Fox News is reporting a second plane is headed toward the Pentagon. Second plane. Let me go. There's supposed to be no planes flying. If a plane is flying, let me go to the feed and let's see if we can hear what's really going on.
Takes time to take off
at
all. Virtual, no-fly zone, no aircraft within any distance of Manhattan at this time.
Completely understandable.
Jim, we know you're about 5-6 miles away from downtown Manhattan, but from your vantage point, what update, if any, can you give us on what you're seeing along the streets there?
Well, Michael, we can tell you that some of the smoke, dust, and debris is starting to clear out. Earlier, we were unable to see anything on the lower half of Manhattan. We are currently looking towards the Battery Park area. And we can see some buildings now becoming visible that we were unable to see earlier. We have noticed a lot of...
We're not learning anything new there.
No, nothing there.
Let me see. Someone's got a report that PLO is taking responsibility. Josh, where did you hear that? Josh? Josh, are you there? Josh?
If Yasser Arafat had anything to do with it, I mean, you know...
well, I'm sure he knew about it, but...
Yeah. Now the traffic lanes on the Williamsburg Bridge are filled with people that appear to be coming from the downtown area. They're walking slow. Looks like they're covered in soot. And they're just getting out of the city.
All right. How are we started? I thought our antennas were over there.
It's not. We moved it after the last
explosion.
No, that's a siren over a horn over here.
I don't know what to say at this point.
From the city.
Third explosion caused a collapse. It's just out of control. Out of control. Let me see if anybody's got any information here.
Places like...
Darren, go ahead. Darren?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Howard, you need to stay on the air. You have the best coverage. You have a bird's eye view with Cabby and Doug in New York. I'm out here in Boston, and your coverage is fantastic, better than the network.
Okay, good. Then I'll stay on the air.
You've got a great public service right now. You have a network of listeners.
I turned off my microphone twice at the time. Should I get off the air? And Tom said, believe it or not, you're doing a good job here, and people are calling like crazy. You need to speak, and especially for people outside of New York. So I'll stay on the air.
Definitely.
All right, thanks.
Doing a great job. Right. It appears that the smoke coming out of downtown has now turned black. So I'm assuming that there's buildings on fire. I mean, that's what only one could assume, because when the building collapsed, it was clear, kind of a cloud of dusty smoke, and now it's pitch black smoke.
They said other buildings were affected, Cabby, when the buildings collapsed.
Hey, Cabby.
No, I'm saying they're probably on fire now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were.
Other buildings are affected now.
Yeah.
Hey, Cabby.
Look at the people. See, they're covered in dust. They're walking out of that area.
Yeah.
I see a guy in a suit covered in dust, freaking out. Let's see. People are in shock. I'm talking about that other guy next to him.
That, of course, is traveling for miles.
The two towers, 110 stories tall each, and I'm not getting any news about what's going on everywhere. Let me talk to Doug. How do they breathe in that area of the city right now? I'll put Doug on with you here, too. Doug?
Hey, so basically the whole city is under major caution for the quality of air. They're afraid the wind is going to shift now. They evacuated all rooftops because if the wind comes, they're afraid, like basically anyone in New York City or within a 5-mile radius is practically in serious danger, is what they're saying, because the air is, once the air shifts, people are just gonna,
But
it's
you
gonna
did
take people by storm.
All this dust is gonna
Yeah,
fly.
you can't survive in it. And the other thing is, Howard, a public service you should do right now is make the best attempt to find how people can volunteer, because the city is this is, I mean, you could get 4 states worth of emergency workers and you're still going to be understaffed.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Look, where is the smoke headed now?
It's headed
I
towards
could see
downtown
it.
Brooklyn.
It's probably within 30 blocks of my apartment, and I'm about maybe 90 blocks away from the Twin Towers.
What direction are you?
I am north of the Twin Towers by about probably 2.5 miles. Or 3 miles.
Howard,
but I mean, it's so visible. I can clearly
What are
see
you doing? You're going to leave? Go ahead, John. What is it, Cabby? The smoke is going basically out to sea almost, like past downtown Brooklyn, towards the Coney Island area.
That's where it's going now, but they're afraid that the wind shift is going to be devastating.
I can imagine, because it'll cloud the whole city up. And when we were in the Persian Gulf, Howard, when Saddam Hussein lit the oil wells on fire, we were in smoke as very similar to this for 2 days, and it is impossible to breathe. I mean, we had our gas masks on, of course, at times for 12 hours at a shot. But even through then, you had to rechange the filters. And all these people in Manhattan have no gas masks. They have no. So, I mean, I would recommend people leave on that point for this.
They should give anybody a ticket
So what do
today
you do?
for
You
nothing.
can't leave, and yet you can't breathe.
And someone just put a thing up on my screen at the 40.
I didn't finish my exercise.
You finished downstairs?
But Howard, I mean, they is the bottom line.
Where is it?
If they could get the moon, they will get it. They will blow it up and make it crash right onto Earth.
Where is it?
I don't know, but I mean, the police can't handle it. No emergency crews can handle it.
Who knows how many police and fire
I can't
were
get it.
down
I
at the
don't know
base
where
of that
it
thing
is.
and are under all that debris.
I know. This is devastating. Channel 7 has a brief of one of the buildings collapsed. Oh my God. I don't know if they were, if
Nothing's happening.
Nosotros estamos pasando ahora mismo, creo que la
Empire
mejor
State
manera de
Building's still
formularlo,
there.
estamos pasando por una crisis espiritual.
Where is...
Es algo, digo espiritual porque...
Where are the trade centers?
No es solamente psicológico.
Tell me where are the trade centers?
Y como toda la crisis espiritual en que uno se encuentra, el componente...
No trade centers. I'm taking...
This is Thursday, September 13, 2001. We're looking right now at the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway with regular traffic going up and down, supposedly maybe towards the Williamsburg Bridge. Now we're gonna move to the right. Maybe you could catch that flame from the gas company that sometimes is very strong, very powerful. Today is a little dim. And we're gonna continue on to the tanks that today actually hold water, gas, natural gas. They used to be more, but they knocked them down. And now we're gonna move over here to the right. That's all gas company property. And we have that bug-looking building also. And then there's another bug-looking building that looks like it has a moon. And as we pass in this structure here, that rectangular structure, keep in mind that we can see on the left of it the remains of the gas tanks that were imploded at the beginning of this state. And of course now I will let the camera persons move us over to the city slowly. And I will continue the narration. I hope as we move on, we see the antennas, and through the antennas we see the marble church that I always like. And as we move and we see the Williamsburg Bridge, and past the bridge we see certain skyscrapers of New York City. And if you walk to the left, we're gonna have to move a little to the left so that we could see where the Trade Center used to be, and all you can see is like a fog that is really the leftover smoke. And you're gonna have to take my word for it that the World Trade Center towers were there. And the only way to confirm that is when you look at all the tapes, you see the ending of the Williamsburg Bridge, and then slightly to the right, in previous tapes, you always saw the World Trade Center towers. They're no longer there. Grace and I met there at the end of 1977. We've been together ever since. And we met there in the number 2, which was the one without the antenna. Number 2, we met on the 73rd floor. And we had many good times there. And the whole area was always very important to us to this day, that we'll always miss it. Now we're gonna go past these trees, tops, and we're gonna walk over. And if I could identify some of the buildings right here, past this chimney of our building, right here, we have the most famous building in the world, in history, the Empire State Building. If we move over slightly to the right, we could see the one that looks like the Empire State Building, that's the Chrysler Building, and immediately on the right of it, almost next to it, is what we used to be the Pan Am Building, which is now, I believe, the Metropolitan, the MetLife Building. Yes. And if you walk over to the left and we see that boxy triangular building, I think that could be known as the Grace Building. And later, as we see some traffic pass in front of us, I guess only when trucks pass we are able to see them. There goes a truck, and beyond that, past the traffic, we see the Queensboro Bridge, part of it, and we're gonna move over slightly, and we're gonna see the BQE traffic, and as the camera person moves into position, we're gonna see where that BQE takes us. So you can walk backwards and sideways, and what's gonna come into view is the Kosciuszko Bridge that takes you to other parts of Queens and even Long Island and beyond. And we use that bridge often. Very heavy traffic all the time. How about showing some? These are pigeons that I feed occasionally when I get the chance, and I gave them water, and they always spot me no matter where they are. They know to come. This is our house, this is our yard, our sun deck, and the whole complex that we have made for the dogs and the cats to walk on. We got a truck spraying water over there. There's a water spraying truck, I guess to keep the dust down or to cool things off.
They don't have anything in that stuff.
You gotta shoot like from here, maybe from this side. Or there, because this is higher.
It takes the whole thing anyway.
Tell me when the action.
Action.
Okay, this is me, Waldemar. I'm very sad at a loss of a loved one. That was the Trade Center. I worked there since on and off. I used to work on it, in it, like probably from 1970 when it wasn't even open to the public. I saw it for the first time. And it looked so huge and so so amazing. And eventually the job that I used to work for the New York State Department of Labor, they had our offices there. I eventually started working there permanently in 75 or 76, something like that. And you always saw it every time we were up here, if there's anything, and now it's not there. And Grace survived it. In 1993, she was working in number 7, that you can never see here, and I was able to basically fetch her during the commotion. And now it's over. All our memories are the only thing that remain. Here's Grace with some of her favorite animals in the whole world. Here they are. They're a little afraid of her because they don't know her. But they're hungry, so they'll do anything just to get a little food and a little water. Here goes Gracie. And there's the water that I put for them because they need water. Sometimes is more important than even food, because sometimes it doesn't rain for days and weeks at a time, and Grace and I see them thirsty and suffering.
Okay.
Here I'm gonna get a better shot because Grace wants to be with them. You could sit down a little.
Okay, that's all.
No, that's not all. They gotta eat with from your hand.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right,
No. Okay.
that's it. Take it.
Some planet or a meteorite or some kind of constellation that fell to Earth, and we lined up with it.
Junior. Hi, Junior. That's the baby. Look how beautiful the baby looks. Masper and cotton. Lolita, yung kabilang. Lulu. Dia bilang tak gantu tadi Rita. Ni jumpa ni. Okay, far away. Jujita. Kabilang. Okay, let me go. What's left? Wait a minute. What's left of the gas of the tanks? What's left of the two landmarks? What's working? That's the way the cookie crumbles. Let me see. The truck is not being used today to pick up the rest of it. Oh, geez. Why? I want it to flow to everything, but I can't. Taking a photo of the stupid slow moving machine.
This is what's left over of the tanks, the gas tanks. But we are, must be lunchtime for the workers. If not, this would look very amusing how those machines are like lobsters, cutting through the metal like butter. Maybe on another occasion we'll catch them working everything.
Hi Lulu, hi Gabby. There goes, I can't see it. There goes my little homemade flag.
It has held up all weekend.
And the trade centers.
From Saturday, today's Monday.
When they were alive. And there's the burial. And my little flag.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's recording? Come on, Gabby, come on, baby. One of the flag doesn't come out too good. Come on, Gabby. Got them together?
Here goes Gracie and Gabby. There goes Gabby. Hey, Gabby. Gabby.
Say hello.
And Lulu. Lulu.
Say hello, Lolita.
Lulu. Mama.
Gabby.
And here's our
I already did.
monument
Okay, not too much because it seems boring on TV.
to the World Trade Center. And that's, I suppose, the Brooklyn Bridge.
Come on, Daddy. Let's go in.
And Grace's homemade flag and our fountain.
Come on, Daddy. Let's go in. Are you ready to?
And the feet of, these are the feet of Bigfoot that we found in the backyard.
Okay, that's it. On the TV, it gets. Let's go in.
Goodbye, World Trade Center. Thank you for all the memories.